100 days of school. Woohoo! You need some activities. Let's jump in with the first one. Ready? Okay, the first one, as all of them are, easy prep, fun, engaging. This one is you have a 100 page. If you don't have a 100 page, I have an activity packet right here. We'll talk about that in a second. Copy this off, they cut it out, they put it onto a piece of paper, glue it on, and then they transform it into something other than a 100. This is going to take them a while. It is super fun. It's so interesting to see what they come up with. So a 100 transformation is your first activity. Are you ready for number 2 and on up? If you are, give me a thumbs up and we will get started. Number 2 is a heads, tails, penny flip. It is also in the packet in the back. This is a very fun, easy prep. I'm telling you, these are all easy prep because do you have time to be prepping 100th day celebration activities? No, you don't. So these are easy prep. They're some of my favorite 100 days activities. They need 2 different colors because when they flip a heads, they color in a heads. When they flip a tails, they color in one over here. You know, what's the probability? You can introduce that vocabulary word. They can flip. Now, this is going to take them a while, and some of them will get fatigued. I've seen them get fatigued. So this is a great partner activity that you can do like whole group, or if you're doing station rotations for your celebration, I know, then this is a perfect one to put into that rotation. Also, if the pennies are flipping all over the classroom, like you know they will, go ahead and give them a little cup that they can shake instead of flip. It'll save you tons of teacher eyes, right? So give them the tools that they need to be successful. Flipping coins when you're 5 and 6 years old, it's a little difficult. You can try it with them. They might like it. I don't know. Number 3 activity. If you are enjoying these so far, make sure you comment down below that, yes, you need some fast activities for 100th day celebration rotation. The next one is this. Super simple but fun. It's just color by code, 100 days theme. Done, easy, bam. Bam. Your next 100th day celebration, number 4, is a very fun activity I used to do with my class, even kindergarten and first grade. You're going to look at this and go, you can't do that with kindergarten and first grade. Yes, you can, because I've done it. The trick is to use materials that are custom for them. And you already have those custom in your classroom. It is, we can read 100 books. Can you see that? And you make a little chart, a 10 by 10 grid. You have these little printables in your packet right here. You cut them out rough. And then when they read a book, they put the title on their book. They color it up. And if the title's too long, they can just abbreviate it. You know, if it's Dragons Love Tacos, they might be able to write it on there. Dragons is kind of a long word. But if it's don't let the pigeon drive the bus, it's never going to fit on the book. So have them just abbreviate it or write their name or whatever is best for you. They color it, they cut it out, and then they come up and they can glue it onto your chart. Now, pro tip, either you glue it on or give them some guides. So maybe right here, 3, 4, 5, you can write the number 5. So that is kind of a little marker for them. Maybe over here you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 41, so that they can have a little bit of an idea about where it is. Also though, in the packet, you have a 100s chart. So maybe they can use this to help them with this. The 100s chart is a great reference for a lot of activities that you do with students on the 100th day of school rotation celebration. Number 5 was always one of my favorites, and I always had a parent volunteer with this one. So I would send the parent volunteer out into the hallway or in a little spot. Each parent or rotation had 5, 6, 10 kids, depending, and it was the Move It. The Move It one. Okay, as you can see, simple. Copy it, give it to the parent volunteer or whatever, done. Or if you're doing it whole group, give it to each kid and do it as a whole group. Here they just check it off when they're done with it. Now this station, if you're doing it with rotation, seems to get done a little bit faster. So if that is the case, you can also have them count by 100, and when they get to the 5s, they can crunch down, and when they get to the 10s, they can jump up. Also, another great activity to pair with this is to put 100 Legos in little baggies, one for each kid, and then when they're done with this, they have the very fun activity of constructing something with 100 Legos. Okay, so this one's doesn't take much time, so give them something more to do, especially if you're doing it in a rotation. All right, the next activity, number 6, is the 100s day crown. You know they love them. Oh, teachers kind of love crowns, not really, but they love them. So let's make this one extra special. The star is in your packet, right? And so copy this onto cardstock. They can color it, cut it out. This is like a 4-inch band right here, ready for them. If you're not sure about how to do the band thing, I always like to staple a rubber band on there. Makes it stretchy so you can get it around their head. Then you're not custom fitting the band to match their head. No, thank you. And these strips, so I only have 3, but the strips, there needs to be 10 strips. The strips for your Smarty Pants kids, give them 10 strips. Each strip needs to have a different pattern on it, okay? So maybe do these strips in a separate station and then have them available for the crown or vice versa. Don't make the mistake I made. And you don't even know this is a mistake until you put it on. Where are the pointy things at? Well, they're going to poke them right in the eyes. So don't let that happen. Make sure that that you glue the star up top so that they don't get poked in their eyes, or they can cut that off or whatever. Okay, so just a little heads up about the stars and the placement of the stars. Okay, number 7 activity for your 100 days of school celebration is this little chart back here. We concentrate on academics in school, but we also concentrate on other things like teamwork and patience and helpfulness and kindness. And this is addressing that growth. 100 ways we are kind. The title is in your little packet. Copy it, cut it out, put it on a piece of paper. When kids are being kind, they can go ahead and write that on a sticky note. They love that. And then they can put it on this chart. Now, one thing that this chart is one little hiccup about this chart, just a little heads up, is that it's 100 ways we're kind, but can we keep counting all the sticky notes? Sounds like a pain, because it is, right? So put some circles on this chart, okay? Put 10 circles on the chart, or 5 circles, and put 20 sticky notes in each. The sticky notes will have to overlap, but if you can group them, then they can easily count them, 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, there's only 3 in this one. I can put my sticky note in this one, okay? It's a fun activity. It might take you more than the day of 100 days of school, but it is a great activity that just kind of sets the mood, concentrating on the positive. it might be something that your kids want to do again and again and again as well. Okay, so really thinking about their emotional growth as well, and talk to them about that. Number 8 activity in our 10 fun easy prep activities for 100-day celebration. And if you're doing a rotation, this one is perfect because we are celebrating our growth in writing, right? And so you give them, if I had 100, I would, okay? If I had 100 puppies, I would take them to the circus. And you talk to them about all the crazy ideas that they can come up with. The traditional one you may have always seen is if I had $100, I would. These are both in your packet ready to go. You can use them at the same station or separate stations, whichever, or give them a choice. Do they want to talk about money, or do they want to talk about 100 of something? This is a great one to bring out during parent-teacher conferences as a writing sample. What they come up with is absolutely hilarious, which brings us to the next activity, number 9, which is right here. When I am 100 years old, I will, and they can do some writing here and continue on the back if they're so inclined, and then the picture of them when they're 100. Get them to think outside the box. I remember one year, it's so funny to me. It still is in my head. I can see it. The little guy wrote a picture, I will water ski, and he had his little old man beard swooping out from behind him. He was holding on to the water ski pole, and his beard was flooping out from behind him. Another great one for parent-teacher conferences to look at the writing sample and also their pictures and how they formulate their ideas. Again, this is in your packet. It's like a complete packet. It's so good. And I'm happy to share it with you. Let's talk about it. It's down below in the link. It is makingthebasicsfun.com/100 days. Okay? makingthebasicsfun.com/100 days. The link is in the description down below if you don't get it. All right, the last activity. Actually, I have a few more for you. It has to do with making a 100 poster. Now, when I taught kindergarten and first grade, the 100 poster was a very big deal because the idea was to bring 100 objects from home so that you could glue it on a poster that has just 100 on it, and you glued all the 100 things on the poster. Super fun activity. Kind of a mess because sometimes kids don't bring the stuff, so be aware. Sometimes kids are not going to bring in stuff, and sometimes they bring in things that are like 100 cotton balls, or sometimes they bring in 100 granola bars, or just things that you can't glue on. So have some in reserve. Have some buttons or some Fruit Loops or Cheerios or something inexpensive that they can glue onto their poster. Then I always let them dry, and we put them up in the hallway, and people were just amazed by the variety of materials that kids would bring in. And so in order to help facilitate that in your packet, you have this right here. So they bring in their baggie, or you give them a baggie, whichever way you prefer to do it, and they sort out by tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One year, I was kind of a little mean teacher, and I just said, sort them out, or, count out, make sure you have 100. And they got so frustrated. And I said, wow, how can we make this not so frustrating? What do we know about numbers that would make it easier? Who can count to 100? And, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, just wait. You can count to 100 by ones. Is there a different way to count by 100? Oh, of course. I can count by 100 by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh, wow. That didn't take you any time at all. Is there a way we can take these objects and do the same thing with them as you just did with your words? And they're like, And then I bring out this and I'm like, how could we use this? And oh, well, I could put some in here and some in there. Well, how will you do it? Will you go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 10 times, or you count 10 in one pile and then go on to the next? Let them problem solve through this, okay? That's one of the great things about the 10th fun activity is that they need some problem solving, and that is addressing that need. All right, and some other activities that we did not talk about, but I still love, but maybe not so much as the 10 that I just showed you, is the 10 cup stacking activity that you see all around. They love it. Give them big cups, give them small cups, mix it up, see what they come up with. They kind of makes them a little crazy. Why are these different sizes? I don't know. Maybe you can figure out something. Or have a station of big cups, a station of small cups, and a station of mixed cups, and talk to them about how it's going to be different. Another fun activity is to, we talked about it a little bit before, just counting to 100 in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's fun just to sit in a circle and have each person count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all around, okay? In round robin style, they have to pay attention to what's coming around. It's very fun. And maybe after you get a number that ends in a 0 or a 5, you have to sit down and then your turn is skipped. All right, so a bunch of varied different ways to count to 100. We also talked about the Legos and little baggies. Now these are higher prep things because you have to count them all out, but why not give the materials to your students the day before and say, count out 100 big cups for me, count out 100 small cups for me, count out 100 Legos for me. Give them this kind of stuff to help them sort it out and count it out. All right, and then I always used to have kind of like a little bin of extras because it just seems like, we only have 98 small cups. Okay, let me go get that. No, you have it. Oh, here you go. So you can just have a little bin of extra pieces because inevitably things are going to get lost or miscounted, and that's a big time saver and a big headache reducer for you right there. Also, a very fun activity is the how long is 100 Unifix cubes? How long is 100 paper clips? How long is 100 crayons? And have them guess, have them find out. All right, I hope you loved today's video with the 10 100th day celebration activities that you can do in your kindergarten or first grade classroom. You can even alter them to make them in any classroom. If you didn't get the information about the packet that I talked about earlier, the link is in the description down below. My name is Angie. I was in education for 100 years. Not 100 years, 25 years. And now I make videos just like this and do things for teachers just like you to build the classroom of your dreams. Remember, the creator of the universe loves you, and I think you're pretty amazing too. Check out these other videos that you're gonna like for your classroom. Did you give me a thumbs up yet?